Here, a short overview.
In Iran, you can find everything. You can find mountains, you can find sea, you can find forests, you can find deserts and everything in a country because, as I told you, it's a very big one. It's really famous because of its cuisines, delicious food. I don't know if you have ever heard about it, but it is famous because of that. It's very rich in history. When it comes to the name of the country, Iran, it is really important to distinguish between the people and the government. Yeah, I would say that the Iranian people or Persian people are really nice and hospitable people to communicate with. This is so far from the picture that is shown.
Welcome to the podcast Global Communicator. Don't believe tourists, we ask the locals. Global Communicator, the podcast.
So, ready? Yes. Hi, Nasim. Hi. Well, what a pleasure to have you today here.
Thank you so much.
Well, listeners, we are actually sitting here in my flat again because, well, you have been staying the last few days in my flat and you're joining a university program here in Innsbruck. So more about that later. So first of all, thanks that you're here today, and it's amazing that you're also so spontaneous. So my listeners already got that I always have very spontaneous podcasts, but that's the claim what we write on our flags. So nothing big preparations, just getting
Not at all.
Exactly, just getting the truth out of spontaneous interviews or talks, right?
Yeah, exactly. That is how it goes for now.
So Nasim, tell our listeners a few sentences about yourself.
My name is Nasim, and actually I'm doing my PhDs not here in Germany, but
we are in Austria.
Yes, I mean, not here. I'm doing my PhDs in Germany, actually, but I'm traveling a lot because of this PhD project. I'm traveling around Europe because it's a network thing, which is happening in 7 different countries in Europe. And all of these PhD students need to travel a lot among all of these countries. And that is how I'm also doing it. And now I'm in Austria, which is a pleasure, a real one. And I've been in glaciers to take some samples from glaciers, snow samples, ice samples, to work on them. I study microbiology, so I will isolate some microorganisms from the samples to see if they melt due to the global warming things, but will be released to the environment.
Yeah.
That is
very interesting. And I already know an insider, which you told me already in advance, that you have already something called after you.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, that one actually goes back to my master's thesis when I was back in Iran. I isolated some microorganisms or some bacteria from the Caspian Sea. And but actually those ones were the good ones. I mean, they were some useful bacteria, but yeah, they are named after me.
So some useful bacteria are named after you.
Yes, exactly.
Well, congrats to that. So,
but I think these ones won't be that useful. I mean, they are mostly like dangerous bacteria, but again, they will be called after me.
Yeah, well, at least, yeah, congrats to that. Really cool, yeah?
Yeah, it
nice.
feels good anyway.
Another superstar next to me.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really honored.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but as you already told me, you're born and raised from Iran, right?
Yeah.
And that's also the topic what we are going to speak today. Mm-hmm. And well, I'm really jealous that you have such a cool program which you're joining, that you're traveling through Europe, and what a great program. unfortunately, my master time is already a bit gone, so I missed this program, but maybe my next life or my kids will do it.
Probably, who knows?
But yeah, let's get back on track. Iran. Can you give our listeners a short overview about your home country?
Yeah, I was actually, as you said, I was born and raised in Iran. I left Iran about a year ago, so it's not that long time ago, and it's I think almost everybody knows that Iran is a really diverse country. For me, coming to Europe was like, okay, every country seems like a city to me, because Iran is a very, very diverse country, and it has almost 88 million people population, and you can find everything from, different ecosystems in Iran. For example, in Austria, we would say, okay, Austria is a mountainous country, okay, but in Iran you can find everything. You can find mountains at somewhere, you can find sea, you can find forests, you can find deserts and everything in a country, because as I told you, it's a very big one. And it's really famous because of its cuisines, delicious food. I don't know if you have ever heard about it, but it is famous because of that. And I would say the culture and history, it is very rich in history and culture, and it's a really nice place. Okay, undoubtedly I would say like this, but it is a nice place.
But it's pretty fine. Say it, because we ask locals to get the bias of locals. That's pretty okay, yeah.
Especially I would say it's a really nice place to visit, to travel to, because as I told you earlier, you can find different types of ecosystems there, regardless of the time of the year or the season of the year that you decide to travel there. And there are a lot of historic districts there that you can visit. If a person is really into history, Iran would be a best option to travel to. And okay, it's something that I don't want to exaggerate about, but the people are also really nice and hospitable. As a traveler, I would definitely promise that you will have a nice time there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's actually a good point, because if Europeans think about Iran, we have some doubts about that. So why do you think we will have a good time there?
Because I can remember that every single time that I met a traveler, especially people traveling to Iran from European countries, I tried, not only me, my family or my friends, we tried our best to introduce all of the nice places in Iran and everything about the culture, about the nice places that they can visit, about the food, and make some good suggestions to them. And we also have this habit of inviting people to our places.
Yeah?
Yes, yeah. This is how it goes in Iran.
So it's one of the tradition that...
Exactly, this is one of the traditions that you invite other people to your place and you insist, please, please. Yeah.
And would it be nice, or if you say no to people?
Yeah. People...
Is it okay, or is it just awkward if...
No, not awkward, not at all. Especially nowadays. The young generation may understand it better than the old ones. But, in the old ones, you cannot resist. There won't be any chance.
Yeah? Okay, I can imagine, yeah.
Because they insist a lot. Then yes.
Awesome, yeah. But a very good comparison actually between Austria and Iran, because size of population, it's the same. But you say Iran is much more diverse, especially because of different things like countryside and so on. Like we
Yes.
have the mountainization, and more in the east, just a bit citizen.
Yeah.
But the rest, it's over, right? And you
That's
have
it.
everything there, like desert, as you said, mountains, and big different nature, right?
Yeah, and it's about when it comes to nature. I mean, when we talk about, I think I'm talking of microbiology, but I don't mean it. I mean, but anyway, when we talk about nature, okay, it's somehow related to geography, but on the other hand, we are talking about the biodiversity. It means that there are a lot of different ecosystems in Iran, so there is a huge biodiversity in Iran, and you can find different kinds of animals, plants, and everything, because we have all of them at the same time. I mean, imagine now in Iran, there is a place which is almost 40 degrees, but there is also another point in Iran which is, I don't know, 6 or 5 at the same time.
Okay.
And it means a lot.
Yeah, that means a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
That's it.
Well, very interesting. Cool. So if we go there, what have we to see? If we travel to Iran, what do you think is at first in your mind what people definitely have to see, places to visit?
There are a lot of things to do in Iran, but if I am the one who wants to give the suggestion, because I really love history, and historic districts are the first places that I really like to visit when I'm new in a place. I would say I would definitely recommend the most famous places in Iran regarding the history, including Shiraz, Isfahan. These two places are, I would say, the highlights of Iran in terms of the history they have. I mean, you just need to Google it. There are thousands of different things that you can find, obviously. But I mean, if a person is more into nature, probably it would be a better idea to go to the north of Iran, which is actually my hometown. And
which is called?
Yeah, it's not cold, not at all.
Now, what's the name of your hometown?
My hometown is called Sari, which is the capital city in Mazandaran province.
Okay.
And is located in the north of Iran, pretty close to the Caspian Sea. So you can imagine that it's a humid place, but the weather is really nice. I mean, except the summer, which gets really humid and I don't like it, but spring, autumn, and winter, the weather is great. And because of the sea, there are a lot of lush forests there, so it's a pretty green place. You can spend a lot of time hiking in the jungles and probably go to the coastlines or somewhere. It's a nice place. And you can also find some mountains in the north of Iran. Actually, not in my hometown, but in some other cities, there are some mountains in the north of Iran. And there are also some other mountains from the northeast to northwest of Iran, but the weather is a bit colder, especially if you're traveling in the cold seasons. Then it may be a bit irritating because the weather is cold and dry at the same time, so it's a bit hard. But anyway, it definitely worth visiting.
Just a question out of my interests.
Sure.
Do you have glaciers there, and how tall are the mountains? What's the height of them?
Well, maybe I'm not a good person to answer the question about the height of the mountains, but there are a lot of mountains in Iran, and there are also glaciers there. As far as I know, there are a lot of ski resorts, so people go there and do skiing every year.
Okay.
So you can
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Need to go there.
Yes.
Yeah. Have to check that out.
Yeah, I would say, as an Austrian person, you're definitely into skiing. I mean, obviously. So yeah, you can go there, and but there are also glaciers there, but unfortunately, there is no enough chance to study them. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do less knowledge, or why?
I mean, this is not about glaciers. This is about research in general. I would say that there is no chance to do a lot of research in Iran, and that is the problem.
Okay.
But considering the fact that Iran is a really diverse country, and because of the biodiversity that I already told you, so there would be a lot of opportunities in Iran.
Yes,
to
for
do
sure.
research. I mean,
Yeah. True.
different and weird animals. I mean, different and weird plants, ecosystems, and everything. It would be one of the best places to do a lot of research. But
Which kind of
fundamentals.
animals do we speak?
Leopards, for example. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've ever heard of leopards.
Yeah, of
for
course.
sure.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I saw them in Namibia, but not in Iran. Yes, I haven't
Yeah,
been.
but there is a special one in Iran, and there are also some famous birds in Miankale, which is also another place in Iran. But yeah, I mean, they are kind of, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, a lot to discover. To sum it
Yes.
up.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot to discover, but unfortunately, no, this is not what is happening there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if people travel there, there is always the question which I ask my guests: is there opportunity to speak English there? Is it like with us two? Do they all speak so fluent English like you?
Oh, well, if you wanted to travel to Iran, probably 10 to 15 years ago, then I would definitely say no. You will find it really challenging. But nowadays, it's as easy as a cup of cake, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find a lot of
Nice.
people, especially from the young people, who can speak English very well. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
So no language barrier, not
Cool.
at all.
So
Yeah.
then that's the first check which we have, and the next one, like safety.
Yeah.
Do you think it's safe if people are travel to Iran?
Well, it's a tricky question, I would say, because as a woman, I would say that Iran is not that safe that you may think of, especially when you are a European person. You're an European person. I mean, Europe is a relatively safe place to live, but Iran is not that safe. You need to consider some truth out about it, but it's still safe enough to travel there.
Yeah. Amazing that you're so honest. Thanks for that. Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah.
So, well, what about the political situation? Like here, well, you know, obviously our news are sometimes also a bit biased,
Yeah.
but what you would say out of your eyes, how is it?
The thing is, I really believe that the news about the political situation in Iran is really exaggerated from the European countries. I really believe that. But obviously, there is no good situation in Iran. I mean, that is the reason that I'm not doing my PhDs in Iran. I'm doing my PhDs in Germany. And there are also a lot of other PhD students, master students, I would say, from the same university that I studied. I know most of them moved to other countries to continue their studies. So obviously, this is not a good situation in Iran. But yeah, I would say that it's, when it comes to the politics, I really need to say that all of the foreigners need to distinguish between the people and the government. It is really important to do that.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Everywhere, but yeah.
Yeah,
Very important words.
When I just came to Germany, there were. I mean, I can understand that people are curious about my country because I'm coming from a far away country. I'm not coming from Austria or France, for example. And they asked me a lot of questions, and some of the questions were really weird, and I was shocked. But so I can understand that the news are a bit exaggerated. I can feel that. But yeah, you need to know that there is a difference between the government and the people. I mean, how the people are is a bit different. How that they live, how they do, I mean, how they do their lives. It's a bit different with the government and what is happening in them and the political issues. I mean, it's something I would say totally separate.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Wow, very important and honest words. Thanks for that. It's, yeah, really breathtaking. And you're so right. You definitely have to separate people and
Yes.
like political situations. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. So if you're going there, I also ask my guests always about some easy words in your language so that we can communicate a bit like how are you or yes or no. Would you give us some tries or I will try to repeat it and you tell our listeners some words?
Yes, sure. I mean, I have already tried it with my German colleagues, so it won't be such challenging to me. I mean, they already know some Persian words.
Yeah.
So yes.
Well, let's see. And maybe our listeners also know some Persian words when they travel to Iran. Yeah.
Great. And I think that there are some words because, you know, our language is kind of mixed with Arabic language and a bit of Arabic, a bit of Turkish. So there are a lot of common words in these languages. So you may find a lot of these words familiar, probably. For example, hello is salam.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, you know the word.
Yeah. Well, it's also a bit familiar. Yeah, obviously with Arabic. Yeah.
I can imagine. Yeah, it's an Arabic one.
Exactly.
And how are you is chetori.
Chetori.
Yeah.
Oh, it's easier than I expected.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Chetori.
Chetori. Yeah. Chetori is how are you, but actually it's an informal way.
Yeah, that's the sympathetic form, right?
Yes. Yeah. But you don't need to learn a formal language if you're traveling to Iran.
No.
Okay. I mean, if you're doing something related to your job, yes. But if you're traveling, then informal language will work definitely. And then, what other words you're interested to learn?
Where's the toilet? Always important.
I think toilet will be a bit challenging. It's dashui, but forget about it. You can say toilet.
Yeah, that works?
Yeah.
Good.
And where is in Persian is koja. Koja means where. Okay. For example, where is this place? Where is this place? Place means makan. Okay. Place. I would say this is your place, for example. And you show me a location on your cell phone.
Yeah.
And you want to ask me where is this place?
Yeah, for example, which, yeah.
Kojast.
Just Kochast.
That's it.
Kochast. Nice.
Easy,
yeah,
so,
true.
Traveling to Iran. Yes?
Yeah.
Confirmed?
Totally prepared. Yeah. What means yes? Just yes.
Yes is bale.
Balem. Bale.
Or?
That's already...
Oh, okay. Yeah. Bale or...
Bale.
You can say are. Are is easier.
Are.
Yeah.
Yeah, way easier.
And no is na. It's pretty close.
Okay.
No, na.
Na.
Yeah.
Na.
That's it.
That's actually the same in Austrian dialect.
Okay.
Yeah, so
then, see?
That's really easy, true.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, well, we spoke already about many things. We already said a few spots where people have to see. Mm-hmm. Do you have a secret spot in your mind which you not tightly get when you Google Iran?
Actually, there are a lot of places in... First of all, let me tell you that the secret spots that I'm going to talk about is in the north of Iran, which is, as I told you, is in my hometown. Mm-hmm. So I know a bit more. And when you Google the nice places in the north of Iran, you will find a couple of places. But these are actually the most famous ones and the touristic ones probably. But I would say that because of this huge amount of tourists going there, they may not be that unique, and they're a bit polluted, unfortunately, compared to the other places. But among the forests in the north of Iran, you can find some places which are really unique. I mean, when you go there, you can see that there is no track, no special track. So from that point, you will realize that, okay, it's not such a popular place. Otherwise, there has to be a track for the people
But
going
it's
there.
easy to get lost.
Yes, it is. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, you need to know the place and know the plants there very well. Otherwise, yeah, you will definitely.
So we should go with a guide there.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a good idea to use a local, to ask maybe a local, and I would say that definitely people living there will help.
Yeah.
You ask them. Yeah.
As you said already in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying this based on my experience. Okay, I'm a northern person, but I have also experienced going there and with some other people from the other parts of my country, and they cannot speak in the northern language, but anyway, the local people will definitely help.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have a location in your mind, so which people can search? Because now we spoke about general, the north and forests, and is there a location?
Yeah, I would say go for Tengevashi.
Again, sorry.
Yeah, it's complicated. I know. Tengevashi.
Denya, Denge, Vashi.
Yeah.
Guys, I hope you understand it better than me. I still struggle with it, but
Yeah.
I'm sure you're better than
You're
me.
right. Yeah, you're right. But it's a nice place to go there. It's a river, it's a kind of waterfall, and it's a nice forest to go in. It's fascinating. I would say.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will try to edit into the video that people can see how it's written. But I'm sure our listeners are more experienced than me with this case, and they probably know it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry that I didn't understood it by the first time.
No, I mean, it's really complicated. I can understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tried very well.
Thanks for your understanding.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, cool. So for me, we actually fully more or less everything of the podcast, and I'm very happy with all the information which you gave us.
Thank you. I'm glad
is
that you
there
like it.
is there anything what you want to add in the end?
I would like to repeat one of the things that I said during this podcast, and that is when it comes to the name of the country, Iran, it is really important to distinguish between the people and the government. Yeah, and I would say that the Iranian people or Persian people are really nice and hospitable people to communicate with. I mean, this is so far from the picture that is shown nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, what a good end. I would say that's a perfect ending of the podcast. Nasim, it was amazing. You really pointed the most important things out. Obviously, we could speak like hours about Iran, but people should discover by their own. And we gave already an easy guideline and a starting point, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. And
You're very welcome. Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. It was really
You're
cool.
welcome.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
Yeah. And you didn't drink your tea.
Yeah.
Look, I'm already finished it. Thanks for listening. And if you like the podcast, please share it and like it. I'm happy for any comment. And follow us on Instagram or on any listening app. I'm happy to hear from you and hopefully see you soon in the next episode. Bye bye.